All right, folks, we're live. I know you guys been waiting, and I decided for my co-host on this time around comes from one of my favorite couples, which is Trigger and Ash. Okay, I always loved them as a couple. Okay, and so it's it's kind of funny. I said, who should I pick to actually be a co-host this time around? I said, let me ask Trigger, can I borrow his wife? so so I picked Ash. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Ash. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay. Y'all put in one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Okay. Huh. Is it my mic or something? Can I hear you? Okay, they can hear
Can
me.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay, here we go. All right, y'all. So, hey, I'm Ashby Smith, Mrs. One half of the duo of the Smiths. We've been like honestly, my husband put me on to BGS. We've been together almost 6 years now. So I've been listening to BGS and learning from him for 5 years. So when he approached me about the opportunity, the first thing I did was rub it in my husband's face. And I was like, I'm the favorite now. But it was very humbling. I'm very honored to be here, co-hosting this women's channel with you because I've been over here with you plenty of times before. I was really
hmm
sad to see the channel go. Um, it's very much needed in this space. Your knowledge, your just your input in this space is very needed, especially for us women. I'm a millennial, y'all. So look, don't don't all everybody yell at me at once. But I think that my generation definitely needs a balance, and I think that between me and you, that balance will be set.
yeah, yeah. Younger and older, and male and female. I think so because
Absolutely.
I
And
basically
Trig right around the corner. He like, he right
he
around
go
the corner ear
yeah
hustling.
he go yeah he go you know he is
He gonna be in here in a minute, so.
yeah like he picked your avatar. I said Trig, pick an avatar for
He said, "Send me a few, and I'll let you know which one I like." This is the one my husband picked. Y'all, he look. It's my husband. Okay, it is what it is. But I'm super blessed to be here. I picked a I have a platform outside of here on
her.
Instagram that I've built. A lot of
Okay.
people follow our lifestyle content as well
Okay.
as
Go,
my
go
health
ahead.
and wellness
Go
journey.
yeah. You should have a share button. You might not be able to
Ooh.
do it on here. On your iPad, should be a present button where you can actually share a website or share something. Got to get a
Uh,
look at it.
Look, I gotta play with this more, but I don't want to mess nothing up.
Okay.
But
You're right.
I'll
Okay.
throw it in the chat. I'll
It,
throw it
it,
in the
throw it
chat.
in the chat. Okay, so we can get a look
Yeah,
at it. I want you to
but
know. Hey, oh, I tell everybody, pimp your social media, pimp your channel.
yes, absolutely. But
hmm
you guys can find me everywhere at the Ashby Smith, all one word. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube now, and TikTok. Between all those platforms, we've got somewhere around 47,000 as a community as a whole and growing.
hmm
So I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Okay, good, 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 good. Uh, what is your platforms built on? Okay, what are you trying? What message are
So
you trying to get across?
currently, my platforms are built on lifestyle, health, and wellness. And with lifestyle, it's very much Black family. We're
hmm
very much family oriented. My husband is definitely the head of this household. I don't care what other people in their households do.
hmm
I'm a kept housewife. Okay, I teach my kid at home. That is what a majority of my content is built on, and helping women who look like me understand that this is a sustainable lifestyle. And
hmm
if you could just be nice
Yeah, yeah.
and be accountable, it's really not that hard to get a
Eh,
man.
and for the people out there, Trig does not earn over 100K, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. So you can be a stay-at-home housewife if you're willing to live within your means, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Within
That's
your means is the key word. Like,
yes, yeah.
but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Anytime I want to go out of my means, like I got a dad. So like, I'm still spoiled. Like I'm still a little girl, but no, my husband is the protector provider of this house.
Mhm,
I've always been covered in the sense of a black man or black men because
mhm,
I grew up with a father in the household and a mother who, while she worked, she was very much a homemaker. So that is how I was raised.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
how I was raised. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all and be like I've been like this my whole life. I was in the trenches, and then I saw the light.
yeah. But you still knew how. That's the thing.
I always knew how. It
Yeah.
wasn't something that I had to learn or that had to be taught
Mhm,
to me. It's
mhm.
something that I grew up seeing my
Yeah,
entire.
yeah. That's what I say about being raised in a certain vein. Even though you might steer from it, but the thing is, it's still there. It's embedded in you as a little girl. That's what I keep telling
Oh,
guys. Yeah, and the thing is, in this space here, black women say if you don't earn over a certain amount, then we won't give you any kind of cooperation. You know.
and I think that's trash because a majority of us don't make over the certain of amount that we're asking.
Mm,
Like the top 2% of men make like not even men, black men.
yeah,
You're talking about the 2%
yeah,
when a majority of us don't even want to get up and go to the gym.
yeah,
That 2% and the like the 100,000, like that 2% that you got, like we're all sitting here trying to, this is what I want, and you have to make this. Y'all gonna end up by yourselves. Like
hmm
it's winter is here.
well, winter
Winter
is
has come.
winter has come, and basically, and we're seeing the fallout. With homeless females with their kids, prostitution because they can't make ends meet, women losing their jobs, and this Biden economy is not making it any better.
Absolutely.
Not making it better.
We went to go get groceries the other day and spent
Yes,
300 and something dollars and barely got
yes,
anything. Like,
yes, yeah. That is that's what we call austerity measures. Yeah.
and we're a family of three, so for me, it's just like I don't know how you guys, how you women, not guys, how women, particularly black women, expect to make it one, living outside of our means,
Hmm.
and then two, asking for protection of people that we by and large don't give the respect that they deserve.
Yeah. 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 This is something I've shown. Recently. This is from blackdemographics.com. And this is single black millennials, right? From 25 to 40. This is like a couple of years ago, right? Look at the over the 100K, 2%. Over 50K, 14%. Okay. And if you look at what I call near poverty, under 20K, 45% of black men, or black people, but black men especially. So that's what you're looking at. When they say they need 100K, you only talk about 2% of single black men. Might be a little bit more for married black men, but that's what you're looking at. So when they say that there's going to be a lot of lonely women if that's the case.
It really is. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what's so sad about it is that they don't realize like it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah,
Like it's gonna
and
before it gets better.
I'll send you the graphic, but it's on blackdemographics.com. But I'll send you the graphic in case you want to use it. But then I had to prove that to really wasn't to prove to women. It's actually men that we call them bootstrappers, right? Get it
Mhm.
out the mud bootstrapper said, "Oh, you got to work 3 jobs. You got to work 100K to get any kind of respect from your women." I said, dude, it's only 2%. Okay. I said, women are going to have to be real. I don't expect them to to suffer, but be realistic.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Like me and I know my audience of women
Mm-hmm.
that I have built, we've all kind of come to the conclusion and we talk on a regular basis that
Mm-hmm.
like at this point it's damn near impossible to make it without having the extra help in the house because at that point who's taking care of your kid? Like
Yeah.
if you're in the house by yourself and you're yeah, child support is cool or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're having to work outside of your home,
Yeah.
mm, who's taking care of your kid? Like where do you have the time to nurture your child where they need to be nurtured? You don't. You don't.
You know, yeah, yeah, that's the problem, and they're seeing that that's a problem um, here in America, right? There's women that have to quit because they don't have any child care. Child care is so expensive.
Absolutely, especially if your child's not potty trained. You end up
Yeah.
like you're basically paying rent to send your child to school, which is a reason why, especially with us being a military family, it just was more feasible
Hmm.
for in these formative years with Ava for me to be at home teaching her. Like I'm intelligent enough to teach my daughter the basics to get her to kindergarten. Shoot,
Oh
if I
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to, she'd be fine to get to third, fourth
yeah,
grade.
yeah. Because you have
Um,
a degree, right? You
I
haven't you
don't.
finished? You didn't finish?
I did not finish. It was not giving what I needed it to give. I literally went. I think I told you this. Yeah, I went from being in a boarding school to in the middle of nowhere at HBCU, and I'm like, get me out of here. Uh, I'm black, but not that black. Not
Okay.
that type of black. I no. Um, it's just we. I grew up middle class. I grew up in a household where reading was a priority, being intelligent was a priority.
Hmm.
Where my dad set me down one day and he was like, "Hey, I know you're smart and that's great, but as a black girl, in order to get a black man to protect and provide for you, not that you have to dumb it down, but you can't know everything. You can't be a know-it-all." Um, and it has served me well.
Well, I think a know-it-all is fine, but a smart ass is something
Yeah, and
that is
I was
not
a
too cool.
smart ass. Like I was it and it came so naturally, like, and I see it now, like how my dad like tamed it out of me because now
Uh-huh.
I'm dealing with it in a 3-year old
Uh-huh. Mhm.
who acts just like me with a mixture
Mhm.
of her father. And
Mhm.
so DNA very much plays a part
It
um,
does.
in
On
raising,
on top of that personality.
yeah, on top of that personality. So I think
Yeah.
that also plays into who are we having children with? Like, do you really know the
Yes.
person that you're having these children with? And
Mhm.
at the point that you choose to have these
Mhm.
children, are you prepared to deal
Yeah.
with the parts of
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
that your children are going to bring out of you?
And I think at the time when you first came to my channel, I think you were pregnant, right?
I
Yeah.
was very much pregnant.
Yeah. 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 But the thing is, you trusted Trig. That's what I saw when I first heard you.
Absolutely. I think for me, because I
Mhm.
was 32 when we got
Okay.
pregnant with Ava,
Okay.
um, I was just at a space in my life where I was cool as long as we had the agreement that we were raising her together.
Mhm.
Um, and that we were in this together at least for these first 18 years, my boy. Like now, look, as long as we had the agreement, and I think because I knew the man that I was, we'd been together a year.
Okay.
By the time we got pregnant and been living together,
Mhm.
at least 6 months before we got pregnant. So I
Okay.
knew who my partner was. I knew
Yeah.
who he was as a man, and he was a good man.
Mhm.
I lucked out. Like I got a good one. And I got him and held on to him.
Yeah, yeah. And ladies, we're actually gonna bring you guys up a little later. I just want
Absolutely.
to get the conversation rolling about the 30-40 minute mark. We'll allow the ladies to actually come up and chime in. But continue.
And for me, I think that channels like ours are very much important. And channels like this are very much important platforms where women can see women who are normal, everyday, regular women
Hmm.
being loved on by regular men who make less than $100,000 and being treated well, being
Hmm.
provided for, being taken
Hmm.
care of. Because for me, it's about Black families. I feel like we're strongest when we're together. I
True.
feel like if you're not out here building up the Black family, if you're out here doing everything but trying to cooperate with your men,
Hmm.
the state of Black people is kind of
It's what, because I talk to a lot of with especially with my guys that have children, right? If they have sons, I said, who are your sons dating? I did that years ago. Like, who are your sons dating? Back in 2015, 2016. Who are your sons dating? Because my son doesn't date black women. So I'm
Mm.
saying is, okay, who are your sons dating? So they give me all these, some, I say about 50-50, right? Some date black women and half of them don't, right? So the ones that don't, I say, why are they not dating black women? And they are dating black girls, or even being bothered with black girls. And this
Mhm.
is what's coming back. They're not cooperative. They're mean. They're pushy. They're bossy. They try to mommy you, all the standard stuff, right? And so
Mhm.
the thing is that what I said is that women are going to have to adapt. Okay. You don't have a captive audience anymore. In other words, white men is not going to keep these guys in. They're not going to keep them from dating out, okay, like they used to. So you're going to have to adjust the way you come at these guys. And the little boys, they're on a playground with everybody, with Latina, with Asian, with white, and they're able to pick. And most of them would like to pick a black girl. But the thing is that how come you guys don't talk to them? Because they're mean to us. That always comes back to me. They're mean to us, or what we perceive as mean. Because like the little girl that I think I told you just before we started, right? The little girl that actually slapped my grandson. It wasn't because she was angry with him or she was mad or didn't like him. She liked him. She couldn't get his attention.
And that is, and I feel like like we adopted that so much that we've literally taken that into like our adulthood. Like I feel like those are things that you're supposed to grow out of. I feel like I'm supposed to stop picking at you to get your attention by the time we're out of grade school. Like if
Yeah,
you're still in high school picking at men or picking at boys, um
I wish it was the case.
like what are we doing here y'all, like, but even in this realm of
uh,
building a platform as an
mm-hmm,
influencer and things,
mm-hmm,
I get more flack from
mm-hmm,
other black women
mm-hmm.
than I do from any other race of women.
Yeah.
And because we do it to each other. Like we're mean girls. Like we literally adopted mean girls to each other, and we
We-
have
we're the
like we took it
originals.
from our men, so now we're doing it to each other, and I'm just like, where does it end?
They're the original Mean Girls. Because
Why?
everything I've ever read, literature about black women and black love, right? It will always come down to conflict and love through conflict. And I even have on my board called "Love is Pain, um, Love is Abuse," and that's what men are. And, black men are so socialized to. Because I've been, I went to white schools since I was like in like fourth grade, and the mating cues that white women get or other women get, I don't pick up because they're not aggressive enough. And I've
Mm.
heard that from a whole lot of black guys, right? Uh, like somebody has to tap you on the shoulder. Hey, she's playing with her hair. She's trying to get your attention. So her, why? She hasn't said anything. She hasn't done anything because we're not used to it. We're
And our
used to that
body
aggression.
language as black women is so
Mm-hmm.
different when we like you. Oh my goodness. Like, and I guess because I was never, so I was taught the
Mm-hmm.
definition of love based off the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, the
Mm-hmm.
whole verse, not 4 through 8, like the whole verse. I know that we like to like focus in on 4 through 8 because it's the love is patient, love is kind. But
Mm-hmm.
when God said like the greatest of all these things is love, like I think that a lot of times we forget that like loving yourself is part of it. And I
Let,
tell Tamaris all the time, black women do not love themselves as a
let,
whole.
let, let me tell the guys something, right? Okay. This I created this space for women, right? And so if you want to go in on women and you want to talk about women, you want to be mean to women, whatever it is, okay, I have two channels you can actually do that on. This is not the space. So if you want to be here, be cordial. I don't want to block guys just for being themselves. The thing is, I got two or three channels for guys. I've got a MGTOW channel, I got a Ibmore channel, I got a Black Pill Gnostic channel. If you want to be that kind of way toward women or put that kind of energy out there toward women, those are the spaces for that. This space is for women. This space was actually requested by you guys to have a space for women to be honest and be comfortable. Because if you don't want to do that and you're here dreamlit, hey man, pick me up another night. This is not the night for you. Okay. With that being said, okay. We're back. I mean, hey, I can roast with the best of them. I can talk shit with the best
Look,
of them, right? But the thing is, this is not the channel for that. Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's all love over here. Like y'all, like I just want everybody to know, like for me, it's really yes, I hold black women accountable, but I
Mm-hmm.
also like I love black women. Like I'm a
Mm-hmm.
black woman. I'm raising a black woman. And I always try to come from a space of love and understanding because to an extent I've been where you are. I had to look in the mirror of accountability and been like, hey Ash, get your shit together.
I
Hey,
remember
sis,
because
you're fucking up.
yeah, I remember because you actually documented your weight loss. I think it was on your Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, and on my TikTok, I've documented y'all like literally back right after I had Ava, I just could not lose the weight and I had gotten to be like y'all 300 pounds. I kid you
Wow.
not.
Hmm. And
Um,
you're a small woman.
yeah, I'm all of 5'1", y'all. So I hate when people used to be like, but you carried it well. Y'all, I was fat,
you
okay?
you
Like
can't be
look,
5'1" and carry three
look,
hundred
hey, you
pounds
can't be
well.
5'1",
I,
pushing three
I, I
hundred
I am 6'1". I don't carry 300 pounds well.
with or
Okay.
without a man. Like, no, it's not. And luckily I had a good man. Luckily, first of all, let me also preface this. I did not meet my husband.
You
I
got a
very
point.
much always
You
carried
you
weight
you
in
get
proportion.
you got a point. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, sisters have that. They have that, which works
Yeah.
for them, but
Um,
also work against them.
but I'm officially down now, 145 pounds. So
Okay.
like I'm back down in the 160s. Like I still got goals. Like me and Trey did a workout today together, like out on the back porch. It's very much a me versus me, but I've also taught women in the space that I've created that for us as black women, this
Yeah.
whole body positivity, a man is supposed to love me where I'm at and regard,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have the man first.
Okay.
Like you have to reel him in with something um nice. You have to be nice to receive nice. And so I preface this with, yeah, I lost weight. Yes, my husband loved me through it, but my husband has a good wife. Like
Yeah.
he has a good woman. He has someone who, and I asked him this the other day, and I actually got it recorded, BJ. So I'm gonna have to send it to you.
Okay.
I asked him when he knew he was like he loved me,
Mm-hmm.
and he said like it solidified for him that he loved me deep. Like he knew he loved me within like 2 weeks, is what he said.
Yeah.
But
I say within 6 weeks. You know,
yeah,
when
so he
his
knew he
wife read.
loved me, but he
Mm-hmm.
knew he loved me deeply when
Mm-hmm.
I saw him struggle and I didn't hold it against him.
Mm.
When I
Talk about that.
knew,
Talk
and
about that.
like because my husband, I mean, it's his story to tell, but he had his own upbringing that was very different than mine. I
Mm-hmm.
was raised on love. He was raised on survival.
Okay.
So in that sense, it was very we had to learn how to communicate for
Mm-hmm.
and with each other. I'm very much a Capricorn and he's very much an Aries.
Ooh.
um,
Ooh. Oh,
and not
okay.
only is he an Aries, he is an Aries sun and an Aries moon. I'm a Capricorn
Ooh.
sun
Oh my
and I
God.
have a Sagittarius moon.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
um
Woo. Okay. Yeah, you
yeah,
had to work that out.
I have tamed my nature for him.
Okay.
He has tamed his nature enough.
So he's not as blunt as he used to be, huh?
No, he's very much more tactful.
Okay.
Um,
It's tougher Aries.
he's he takes his time with me.
Okay.
He's
Also tough.
patient with
Also
me.
tougher. Also tougher in Aries.
Absolutely. I'm hyper by nature. He is
Mm-hmm.
not. He calms me where we could be in the middle of an argument 4 years ago and he'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
"You need to calm down." I'd
Mm-hmm.
be like, "Why
Yeah,
would you tell me to calm down?
yeah,
I'm not."
that Sag and that Capricorn. Like yeah, f you, Negro.
And I and it and we've gotten like we've had those moments. Like Trig has been ready to leave me at
Hmm.
least twice, like in real life, ready
Hmm.
to leave me at least twice. Once when I was pregnant and very hormonal, and
Okay.
that
Okay.
was totally my fault. And another time because his pride.
Wait, wait, back up, back up, back up. I said, black woman saying that was her fault.
Oh no, it was
Hmm.
definitely my fault.
Oh,
It's
got it. We gonna clip that one. Okay.
look, they gonna call me a pick me. Look, they gonna call me a
But
pick
the
me
pick me
later.
queen.
Look,
In fact, we started to actually put that as her
look,
moniker, the
queen
pick me
picked me
queen.
over here. But I mean, if y'all really want to go there, it makes me a better mother. Then we can have that conversation another night. But for me, with us knowing those things,
Hmm.
us having to work on our communication, how
Okay.
we, and then honestly, becoming parents has been the
Hmm.
most humbling experience when it comes to how we deal with each other. Because she's
Yeah.
at an age now
Yeah.
where if we raise our voice even the slightest bit at each other, she's like, Mom, Dad, no,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
no. And it's usually me. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. It's usually me. These emotions of mine.
Uh-huh.
I'm a girl. Like I'm a
Yeah,
girl.
you're a girl and a Sag and a Capricorn, right?
I'm
And
a
those are
and I'm
those are
sensitive.
bossy people. Okay, just by
And I'm
nature.
sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would have never told anybody, like honestly, 2 years ago that I was this sensitive.
Hmm.
But in shoot, really just living my soft like housewife kept woman era, like
Somebody said black women don't like you until you leave them a couple times. They like you,
and it's
but
not
they
that
don't
it's
they
like
don't take
this.
you seriously, right? Sister George said that we don't believe y'all seriously till you niggas leave. Okay,
Mm-mm. Look, nah.
unfortunately.
And he had his bags packed, like I'm talking about by the door, and he left them there for like 2 days, just so I know that at any point in time, if I didn't get my shit together, he was gonna leave me.
he's
He
better than
was gonna leave me.
He's better than me, man. I leave at midnight. Okay, shoot. They come
Look.
they come back from work and where'd he go?
And
Where's
one
his
time he
clothes?
actually made it out BGS, I kid you not, and this was before he actually
He
put
didn't
me
want to leave
on
you.
you. Look,
He
and
didn't
this
want to
was
leave
before he actually put me onto you. He
you.
had
Okay.
actually made it down the stairs. Like I live on the second floor. I
uh,
was like, okay, then go. I don't care. I don't care. Go. Get out.
mm,
Blah blah.
mm.
I pulled this my house. Get out.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
like made it down the stairs, and
Mm,
like literally 2 seconds later, I cried. I mean I was boo hooing, like running
mm.
my snotty nose ass down the stairs, like don't leave me, don't leave me.
Well, you had enough humility to actually do that. Most black women don't have that kind of humility.
I was like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, I'm just kidding. I took it too far. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Come back. Come back. I can't do this without you. This don't work like that. No. But we made it
Look
past.
at here. Look at here. You ain't shit here. The Nick was in a holding pattern. Talking about the bags packed.
Hey,
You ain't shit.
look, he was like, "You got one time," and I was like, "You know what? Let me
Yeah,
shut
that's the Aries. Yeah, you took him
up." Look,
seriously though.
I was like, "Let me shut up. Let me just stop talking." Like, he didn't talk to me for like 2 days. BGS, like we walked
Mhm.
around the house.
Yeah, but he stayed. No, that's the
He
thing.
did. And here we
Uh,
are, almost
yeah.
6 years later, with a kid, married,
Hmm.
living almost our best lives. Like, look, we
Okay.
we still got some work to do, but we're
Yeah, yeah,
growing.
a few dollars wouldn't hurt, but yeah,
You know,
so pimp that channel, girl. A few dollars wouldn't hurt.
look, y'all follow me everywhere, okay? I put the link tree down in here. Look, the link tree is in there. Everything is on the link
It's
tree.
down in the description. So yeah.
Yes, but no, honestly, I feel like this space is needed. I'ma always say this, BGS. Like, me and Tree got married because of you.
Really? Okay.
Nah,
Well, speak on
honestly,
that. Speak on that.
cause we were okay with the whole as long as we in this house at for 18
Uh-huh.
years with Ava.
Okay.
But when he decided to go to the military, and I think that your channel and the men that you brought on your channel helped him see that in order for him to lead a better life,
Mm-hmm.
in order for him to be a protector provider for
Right.
his family,
Yeah.
um, he had to step it up. And he stepped it up in such a major way that like when he came to me and was like, I'm going to the Navy, you
Mm-hmm.
gonna marry me? I was like, well, okay then shit. Let's do it. All
Were you
right.
willing? Were you willing to actually follow his direction though? That takes a
Well, he was
that's a
also
big step.
very adamant about not wanting to get married until he could see that like
Hmm.
health was a priority for me too.
Okay.
Because let's just be honest, Trig is honest enough to be like, I mean, I love bigger women, I love thicker women, but I'm gonna be in
Right.
the Navy
Hmm.
and I'm gonna be traveling the world.
Mm.
and I don't want that to be something that hinders our relationship. And he is very honest about it with me.
Okay.
I ain't
Well,
like it at first. I
well, he's an Aries and he was blunt. Okay.
I cried, I
Hmm.
fussed, I pulled that. Well, I had your baby. You're supposed to love me. He's like, you had my baby a year and a half ago, and you still ain't got your ass in the gym. And I'm like,
That's an Aries. Okay.
you've got to look. And I had nothing because I also have a father who was born in 1940.
Hmm.
So I mean 1949. So I mean, my daddy been telling me I was fat since I was since I was a kid. Like, hey,
Okay.
you gotta lose weight, and it's just I black women hate when I say this, but I lost weight for me, but ultimately to save my marriage and to keep my
Hmm.
husband
Yeah.
satisfied. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
eh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why black men keep a job.
Look, but now I'm happier. Look, now I'm happier. Now he comes home to a clean house, a clean kid. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm happy to do things that I wasn't doing before, and we're
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. And I've been on the phone with her a couple times. You can tell the ease in the household. Okay.
Oh yeah,
You can tell the
never
ease in the
tense.
household. Yeah.
And at the point that it gets tense, we're so good with our communication.
Mm-hmm.
Like now at this point, because I have humbled myself enough to be
Mm-hmm.
like, "You got this, babe."
Mm-hmm. Now talk on that because we actually talked earlier about how what black men mean by submission. Okay. Um, and you have a husband that's he's dominant. He's very matter of fact. That's trigger. Okay.
Absolutely.
The thing is,
Um.
how does it play out? Because
So
you said you dated other races. So how does
yeah,
it play out with black men and black women?
black men are
Submission.
very they it's more of a cooperation for me from black men. I feel like as a whole, black men more so ask for cooperation from us than
Hmm.
total blind submission. Like, and I also feel like as black women, we associate submission. And I told you this earlier. I feel like we as black women associate submission with what we saw white people do in them pornos that we weren't supposed to be watching as kids. I feel like that's what we like. I feel like we think whips and chains. This nigga beat my like. I feel like that's what we associate that. Oh, I just gotta shut up and take it. And
Yeah.
to me, I've never really met a black man who was like, "You just gotta shut up and take it." Like that ain't now white
Hmm.
men, Dominican men,
Hmm.
Puerto Rican
Yeah.
men. Yeah, they some you gonna shut up and take it type of men. Like
Mm.
we have it a lot easier as black women from our men. Our men treat us so much better. Cause even when you take into the account, yes, black men kill black women. When it's a vicinity thing, it happens.
Hmm.
Black women are killed a lot less in comparison
Yeah. Yeah. We done
to white
stats.
women.
We done the stats, and basically the domestic violence is almost equal. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it,
So to me, it's just
and
like,
and normally normally it's started by the women normally. And Officer Charles said normally the women started. The
and
men
it
might
because
finish it, but
we
women started. Yeah.
we're so emotional that we can't contain our bodies to a point that we get that upset. And
Hmm.
I've been that woman. It's literally like to an extent when I reach my threshold of I don't have any more words for you. Oh, you gonna catch these hands? But that was me dealing in my. But that was like me dealing with my masculine energy, and I have no business being in that energy with a man.
I remember that because I always laughed about that when you told me that story about you committed to that
Yeah,
punch,
no, like
and
that
you're
one
5'1".
time.
Yeah.
The one time, and God is, I'm always the one that God makes an example out of. Like the one time
Hmm.
I got my arm broke and now I
Yeah.
deal with permanent nerve damage. You know what I'm saying? Like when I tell people
Hmm.
all the time, like my husband loved me past like the shit that another nigga did to me.
Hmm.
Like he's been there and not like in no sap ass way or nothing like my husband is far from
No, he's not. He's not
yeah,
that.
he's far from one of them
He's not
niggas.
soft. Okay, let's put
Yeah,
it that
he's
way.
far from one of those. He
Yeah.
has definitely held me accountable to being on my healing journey on my own. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
nah, whatever that nigga did to you, you gotta fix that within yourself. I gotta think past that. That you gotta. I don't want to hear about that. Like, you gotta deal with that, and that's fair.
Uh-huh.
Um, but for us. My husband has always been more like he'll tell you straight up, she's cooperative. Like you're not submissive.
Yeah.
You're cooperative. And
You're
it's
cooperative.
simply
Okay.
because I grew up in a household with a mother who was a matriarch and a father who was a patriarch. My mother yielded to my father.
Hmm.
My father's word was the end all be all in my house.
Okay. Okay.
Um, it was just you really gotta like as a woman, as black women, we have to change our views on black men. We have to change the way we interact with our men. We have to soften ourselves for our men because the world already doesn't fuck with our men. So for us to on top of for me to see black women in essence trying to shit on black men who do not make $100,000 a year when a majority of black men do not make $100,000 a year, as well as the majority of black women do not make $100,000 a year. Like to me that shit is just asinine and keeping us divided,
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
and I feel like that's our fault because why are we setting our sights on this 2% versus working with the men who are on the levels that we're actually on now and then us progressing together.
Well, what they want is a lottery, and what they have to settle for is the guy that's sitting next to them at their level.
And they act like they don't even see the guy at their level. And that's the part for me that's just like girl, I'm gonna need you to work. Somebody bring Kevin back. Bring bring Kevin back because ever since Kevin and
Yeah.
rest in peace to that man to him
Mm.
because I remember him being I
Oh, in
remember
in the
Kevin on
space.
his
Yeah.
side. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember Kevin. Look, I never went up on a panel.
Hmm.
Look, I'm cool. Uh, but for me, it's the fact that we can't see ourselves enough to fix ourselves. And then when somebody tries to help us see ourselves,
Yeah.
we attack them.
And I think the women on BGS for Women actually helped Kevin shape his show. I really do.
Yeah.
What you guys being honest and you guys telling your stories and being held accountable, I think that shaped his platform.
And I think that because of how honest a majority of the women on this side of
Hmm.
BGS are, I think it's easier for us to find common ground.
Right.
And I think that the more we as black women um become more women who
Hmm.
can see ourselves and be honest with ourselves and hold ourselves and each other
Yeah.
accountable, it's really it gonna stay ugly out here.
You know what? The funny thing is that three women that came from this platform, okay, that have been on this platform, got married in the last 4 years. It was you, it was Sister George, and it was Concrete Rose. Got married.
Oh, she got married. Congrats to
Yes,
her.
she did. Yeah.
Congrats to you, Sister George, as well.
Yeah.
Look, come on, married lady. Look,
I'm gonna invite him up in about 5 minutes. So we'll invite
because
him
you
up.
know they love to say like black like they love to try to tell us like y'all don't want to be married, y'all can't be married. But there are those of us out here who really like y'all. We want to be married.
Yeah, I think and that's the tricky part about black women. There are a portion of them that do want to be married. They want to get married. They don't want to be married. Okay, because they don't want to play their role of
Hmm.
being a wife, and it sticks with them, especially the younger they get. Because that's I hate when women say partner. Okay, because partner, to be honest, partner was actually supposed to be for gay people. Okay, because they were
That
same
makes
sex.
sense.
Yeah. Whereas when I was coming up, especially now, I remember with the shift, right? Because it was like the mid '90s between partners and husband and wife. Okay, they wanted to get rid of gender roles. I said, well, most people have to have a role to be brought up on. Okay, they can't just figure it out. I said, but the vast majority of people can't figure it out. So I have a problem with, and I know the language thing. I have a problem with partner because partner's not a role. Okay, where
I
wife is a
would
role.
not call Tamara as my partner.
Well, you can. What I'm saying is, I understand the language now. But the thing is that uh, I think words have power. If you say
Absolutely.
you're a wife, you're a wife. You play the role of a wife. You have the mentality of a wife. You actually do what wives do. Same thing with a husband. Okay, if you're a partner, hey, she's my partner. I ain't got to. I don't have to carry the whole load financially, or be the rock or something like that. I don't have to be because she's my partner. Whereas
Mm-mm,
husband, hey, this is what husbands do. Okay, when shit gets bad, I'm the one that have to stand firm and stand on my square
mm,
because I'm the husband. That's my role. That's my job. That's what I'm supposed to be. I get shamed if I'm not because I'm the husband. And I
mm-hmm.
think that's where you have. I think you have to bring some of that back to actually save marriage.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. I think that the language that you speak.
Mhm.
So I'm very much a believer in you speak things into existence.
Mhm.
I literally got onto a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago because of that single mindedness within her marriage.
Okay.
Like I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of single minded people being married. I'm not a fan of people who use partner. Like I if I call Tamarius my partner in his face, oh, so you want to go half on these bills? Absolutely not.
Oh, I love Trig, boy.
Look, absolutely not. I do not. I do not want to go half on anything in this house. No, I do not.
Mhm.
Um, and I think because I've never heard my mom call my father her partner. It's always
Yeah.
been her husband, my
Uh,
husband, or your dad.
yes.
That is it. Honestly, I used to fuss with her because I'd be like, "Why you be calling him dad? Call him James. Call him babe
No.
something."
No.
She'd be
No.
like,
No.
"Nah, that's your dad. You call him dad." Like she
Not
would
yeah.
call him dad. I'd be like, "Oh well, okay,
I
whatever."
never allow my children to call me by my first name. Nope.
Yeah, and I mean, I never look. I can't call my daddy by his first name.
Nope. Nope. No. I am not your friend. I'm your
I didn't
father.
even know my daddy had a first name until I was like 7.
That is sometimes that's a problem as a little child, right? Because all they know is mommy and daddy.
Who is Jim? I went to work with him one time, and people kept calling him Jim, and I'm like, "Who is Jim? Who is that?" I'm like, I was like, but this sign says James, Daddy. So who is James and who is Jim? Like, but I was that kid. Like, no,
Yeah.
you explain this to me, sir, because I just but no, in this house, it's wife, husband. I can't tell you when the last time I heard Tamarius say my name, like my actual. And I don't even know what to say my husband's name. No, I honestly can't tell you the last time I heard him say Ashley. Like we say babe. And if I
Mm.
slip and I'm like Tamarius, he's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, I don't know. My
he,
bad, babe.
he keeps you straight, that's for
Like,
sure.
did I do something wrong? Like, he'd be like, "You mad?" Like, my bad. I'm sorry. No, you're right. Because honestly, I think the last time that he said my name, like Ashley, we
Hmm.
were in an argument. And that's how he like brings me back, like Ashley.
Okay, that's when he's serious, huh?
Yeah, and that's when I
Oh.
know I gotta shut up. Like,
Oh, or at least tone it down, huh?
nah, that's when I just shut up. Like,
Oh, a black woman shutting up during an argument? Hmm.
look,
I'm 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 I'm,
I
I'm, a clip.
said
I'm gonna clip
that
that one too.
I
Go
said
ahead.
that to a friend of mine, and she was literally like, "Wait, what?" I said, "Nah, girl. If Tamaria says Ashley, if my husband says Ashley, I'm gonna just shut up. Like, there's nothing else to say." She's like, "So you actually stop talking?" Yes, yes. Like sometimes, like when a man has just had enough, and
Yeah.
I know before my husband gets to that point, nah, I'm gonna just stop. I don't want to deal with the consequences of it. I'm cool. I'm cool. But I will say this. I feel like as women and as black women, especially those of us with platforms who are married
Mhm.
and who who can build community, I think it's important for us to stress the fact that respect for our men
Mhm.
is a must. Like it has to start with us respecting our men enough to know what they need from us to fix it. That was my issue with the soft girl era. Like everybody wanted men to come take care of them without addressing the fact that we're the reason why they don't take care of us now. How do you come back to black men after you've told them for so long that you didn't need them, you didn't want them, they dusty,
Mm.
and tell them to give you a soft life? but you're
Hmm.
not gonna address the fact that you're strong and independent because you chose that shit.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Then why would you push his buttons? That's from Lewis.
Oh, I mean, back then, it wasn't necessarily pushing his buttons. It was more me feeling like I had to get my point across.
Oh,
Um,
okay. You had to be heard, huh?
yeah, sometimes I feel like when I'm not heard, if I'm louder, I'm heard. When in all actuality, the most times my husband hears me is when I talk to him like this.
Mm, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, back then, yeah, I used to push buttons to see how much somebody loved me. I'm adopted and I have abandonment issues. That's really but
Well, I wish that was the case because we have a whole lot of women that do the same thing.
look,
Michelle Obama, anybody? Okay.
look, I'm adopted and
Michelle
I have
Obama,
abandonment
she said,
issues.
I know how to push his buttons. She said that.
Yeah, and I didn't like that. And even because even if you do, because I mean, a lot of times I don't like the stuff that she says out loud about. Because
Hmm.
one, that's the president. He was the president of the United States. But even if you felt that way, leave that shit alone. Like everything is not for that. But I do feel like at this point we're too old. Like we're not in the space in our marriage where we're doing things to push each other's buttons.
Okay. Okay. Maturity. Okay. So ladies, you can come up first, and then guys. After we get the ladies up, then guys, if you want to fill in, we'll bring you guys up maybe one at a time. I want this to actually be a ladies panel. Um, so I'm gonna drop the link. I think we have like two or three women in the panel. So if you guys want to come up, if not, then we'll start putting in the guys. So there's the link, but continue.
But yeah, oh, there's only.
There's a link. Yeah.
But I also like the fact earlier we were talking how we talked about just in general how without like black women coming to the table
Uh huh.
and just like laying it all out there like, hey, to an extent we fucked up, okay.
Well, you know what, and me and Dr. T talks about this all the time, and Art and even Edward, right? We thought the women were going to back to the table and say, "Hey, this is what we did. We fucked up this, fucked up that. This is what we need." They didn't. They came and doubled down on what they've been doing. Like, all right, Negro, what do you want? I'm here.
Right, and that's
Now
kind of
what?
like, I'm
Hmm.
finally ready to come to the table, so just accept me. And I'm like, girl, that is
Yeah.
not how that works. Like that is not how that works. I don't know who told y'all that, but that is a piss poor way to apologize.
Yeah. And Toya, if you want to join, please come up. Sister George, if you want to come up, there's a link. So,
Oh yeah, y'all. I do my cash app in there as well.
oh yeah, go ahead, hit her cash app. Go
Oh,
ahead.
but
Go ahead and yeah,
we got a
send.
3-year-old, y'all. We got a
Yeah,
3-year-old.
yeah, yeah, yeah. As a
She
Navy
like
couple, that
books.
yeah, you
She
like
like
books.
books.
Uh, there
Man,
she
I
is.
spent $54
It's been a
on
long
a
time.
cat book. Hey,
Hey,
Sister
BGS. Hey,
Hey, Sister
Ashley.
George,
Hey, gorgeous.
How y'all doing?
we're
Wonderful. Good
good.
to see you back in the space.
Honey, it's been a minute.
But we had to bring BGS back. But I was shocked when he said he was bringing it back. I said, really?
Girl, I'm glad though. I'm glad. I think it'll be some really productive conversations over here. So I'm happy to see it back. Really happy.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Now, I want to ask the ladies, what do you guys want to see out of this channel? What is it? What kind of concerns or videos or topics you guys want to see out of this channel?
I really want women to really talk about what happens in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things that we think on the outside looking in,
Mm-hmm.
but especially to the ladies that are married or that have been married, I
Mm-hmm.
really want them to talk about that from an honest perspective. Ash, I love that you talked about your weight loss journey,
Absolutely.
because that has been an issue. I'm not going to say has been like a thing of contention, but it has definitely come up even within our marriage. And my weight gain has been crazy. It's like, oh, it's just happy weight. And I'm like, well, God damn it, I'm not happy about it. And I don't think
Mhm.
he's excited about it either. I'm still fine, but I ain't as fine as I was. I'm gonna get back though.
Good. So I'm
I'm gonna get
also
back
putting
though.
together like a women's session for like us to do like home workouts from Zoom. So girl, like, come on, come on.
Yes, cause honey, so fast. And don't get me wrong, I think we've been super duper excited. But girl, if my ass gets any bigger, I'm just gonna freak out.
Girl, I'm
So
telling you, go ahead and get your workout routine in now. Look, I'm telling you, get and I say
yes,
this to anybody. Like
I was
there are
cracking
days,
up.
there are days that I do not want to get up and work out. Like I kid y'all the F not. There are days where I'm like, I don't want to do this shit. But I always feel better, like mentally, emotionally, physically. Like I always feel better after I get up and work out. And then also, like, girl, get you some pre workout, okay? Girl, you get you a good pre workout. You're not gonna be able to do nothing but move.
Listen, the problem isn't, well, I think the problem has been getting up and moving, but consistency on what it is that we eat at night will
Mm.
sometimes vary, because I could be doing good and then somebody's ass will bring me a slice of cake like, hey, I know you wanted some.
Uh-huh.
And
I'm trying to corrupt you. Yeah.
Look, you gotta learn how to piece that cake out, sis. Like honestly, and that's so. I had bariatric weight loss surgery. I had a gastric
oh,
sleeve. So
okay.
yeah, so with the sleeve, what ends up happening with the sleeve is they take like 80% of your stomach.
Wow. Yeah.
And
Oh my
so,
goodness.
yeah, like they literally took like 80% of my stomach. So not
Yeah.
only was I like not eating all the time, but
Mhm.
now I can only eat like smaller portions of food. So I'm
Okay.
focusing on protein, I'm focusing on water,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah.
focusing on getting in nutrients versus just eating whatever. Do I still eat sweets here and there? Absolutely, but in moderation. And I
Okay.
think that everything in moderation, it's really just about, and especially with us as Black women, I'm all for body positivity and you being positive in your body. I just know that I was positive that I was killing myself at 200, 300 pounds in my body. So I
Mhm.
wasn't very positive. And I think that at this point, for us, after we just sat through COVID and by and large watch heavier set
Mhm.
Black people die from this disease,
Mhm.
um,
Right.
it is important for us to also push that health is wealth. Like it really is. Being a healthier you is gonna, like, it mentally, you're gonna feel better. It's given me better time management skills. I'm better with my time. It's made me a better parent. It's made me a better partner. I
Mhm.
think that taking care of you as a whole from the inside out um vastly changes your outlook on life as a whole, on marriage as a whole. Um because when you want to grow with somebody, you want them to be their best. You want them to feel your best, because if one of us feels great all the time and the other one of us feels crappy, eh,
Right. And then you don't it's already enough work, especially if you have children and you both are holding down full-time jobs and you got other stuff going on. That's
mm,
already a lot right there. So I feel you on that. I totally feel you on that. BGS, I wanted
Yes.
to come up here. I'm on my way to Mississippi,
Okay.
unfortunately. But I wanted to come up here and just to tell you I'm
Okay. Okay.
excited. How
Okay.
often are you gonna be doing this?
I'm gonna try to do it once a week, just like the old schedule.
Okay, great, 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 great. Since I'm not hot girling it no more, I should be able to sit down in the house.
look, nah, look.
And me
Let's
and
go
Cullen ain't
retire this.
dating no more. I was trying to lure him out, to get him, how it. Anyway, so we be in the house sometimes. We be in the house. But I will see you guys hopefully next week, and I hope y'all have a great evening.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pleased to have
Absolutely.
you up here. It's like the old
All
gang
right.
back together.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And so we're almost up at an hour. If anybody else want to come up, let's Edward, come on up, Edward. I know you want to come up. We'll let Ed come up. Sister George, yeah, Sister George, I think she'll be a regular. She's in the space now, so Tell us about your channel.
Who, me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look, I was like, wait. So, my YouTube channel right
Uh,
now is
uh,
like really a mixture of my shorts because YouTube kept pushing them. So most
okay.
of my shorts is recycled content from like Instagram, but also very much so like just our lifestyle content in itself. It's me working out. It's me cooking, which is something that I really love doing. It's becoming more of me talking to people and through people. So I'm also taking life coach classes.
Mm-hmm.
Um so that is something that I am incorporating into my channel is doing like healthy-ish with Ash. And that's kind of like my play on healthiest conversations, healthy-ish food to kind of like keep you balanced because I feel like life is always going to be a balance of both light and dark. So as much as I say like I love being healthy,
Uh-huh.
I have had to learn that healthy is subjective to my body. Healthy is subjective to a lot of different people. And so the healthy ish with Ashby, that is also one of my other Instagram pages, has
Mm-hmm.
really kind of transcended over into this YouTube space for me of the whole realm of the healthy-ish thing. So, like I said, healthy dialogue, healthy eating, healthy habits, just making your life better as a whole by becoming healthier mentally, physically, spiritually, as a whole person. Because I feel like sometimes we focus so much on one aspect of our life that we sometimes can let the other areas fall to the wayside. And I think that mine is something for every day, a reminder like, hey, these are all parts of who you are, and you have to nurture it all.
What is the pushback you get from black women about moderating their weight and moderating their diet?
Man, look.
Go in. Hey, go and be honest. Go in. Don't hold back. Go in.
Look, black women do not like being told. Like, I got such pushback on Facebook for calling. I did a before picture and after, and I called
Hmm.
myself Fat Ashley. And
Because
you
Tori is another one that lost a lot of weight. I didn't even know that was her when she was a little girl. I said, "Who is that?"
look.
Yeah.
When I tell you they were in an uproar on Facebook because I said Fat Ashley. Well, why you saying fat, sis? So you lost all the weight. You didn't like when people called you fat. Like, y'all, if I was fat, I was fat. Like, it is what it is. I didn't say you're fat. I said I was fat. I said Fat Ashley. And like it triggered this whole mess of body positivity demons. And it went from trying to be constructive to women bashing me about my teeth or well you
Hmm.
lost weight but now you got to work on your teeth. Like, y'all, I didn't have fangs my whole life. I could have had braces 12 times over. Like, I grew
Yeah.
up in a middle class family.
Yeah.
God gave me fangs to keep me humble. Okay, look, I can't tell y'all who I'm gonna be when I finally get these braces and get my teeth fixed. Look, I'ma
Okay.
still love my husband, but I'm gonna be smiling all in y'all faces. Like, it's a humbling thing. Like, I'm pretty, yeah, but I had to keep a couple of flaws so that God could keep me humble. Like, shit. Um, but no, black women don't like being held accountable. Whether it's weight loss, whether it's being accountable to their attitudes, we don't like being held accountable. We don't like the mirror being put on us because it's easier to not deal with ourselves and we can just blame it all on black men.
Okay. Okay. Because I've heard, we've been saying that. Why is that? Because that's what we want to delve into. Why do you think that is?
That it's easier for us to blame it on black men.
Yeah, they want to be accountable. The thing is, even though it's better for them, like your weight, your attitude. What is that?
Because
Where
if
does it
we
come from?
feed into it, look, if we really got honest about this shit, then we couldn't push this whole aspect of this superiority.
Okay.
If we really just brought it down to the fact that we be out here about as broke as most men are, that we
Hmm.
out here and we really aren't taking care of ourselves because most single black women that I know who have kids and who live on their own
Hmm.
get some type of like some type of government help, government assistance, government
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
I think that if we really came to terms with the fact that we're really on the same level of our men, then it takes away from the superiority complex that we feel like we have to have in
Hmm.
order to be important.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Because I know I was playing this video from 1970s and it was still there. I said, how far back does this go? and why is it here? And things, why do black women insist on holding on to it to the detriment of not only themselves but also losing their men? They rather lose their men than actually give up that kind of attitude, that kind of outlook. It's just strange to me.
We do it for our friends. We be listening to our stupid ass friends.
It's the sisterhood, huh? You can jump.
This-
You can jump in at any time, Toya. You don't have to wait.
Well, I just want to build on what she was just saying. And
Go ahead.
before I do though, I have to tell you I'm a Leo Sag, so fire in the building. But
hey,
I got the whip for you, baby. Don't worry about it.
hey, I
so
love it.
I think that as the accountability argument goes,
Hmm.
if we take accountability, then at the other side of that is admitting that we actually do need men.
Whew.
So we're going to stay as far away from that as possible because we don't want to then admit that what comes with accountability is actually being more likable and getting the man that we actually say we want but continuously push away. I
Mm.
digress. Unless we have something to complain about, we're not happy. So,
You know what? I worked around a whole lot of black women, right? That of all ages, right? Talked about their husbands and their boyfriends, right? They always came back. They were entertained by having conflict with their men.
mhm.
Because, like, it's the whole idea that domestication is boring. We
Hmm.
like the drama.
You
Like,
did,
and
yes.
I hate to say, like, and I don't, it's not even that I hate to say it. We like the drama because I didn't realize how stupid me and my friends were until I got a husband. Um, or until I got a man. Let me put it that way. Because then my husband would be like, "Ashley, that's dumb as hell. Like, why are you listening to them?" Because I would go back and tell him the conversations that we would have,
Uh huh.
like when we would go through stuff, and I would go tell my friends. He's like, "You gonna listen to the dumbass girls, and I'm gonna leave." And I'm like, "Yeah, y'all are stupid.
Trig does not play. You know.
Look, this is stupid. This is dumb. I'm not listening to y'all." And I honestly do not have the same friends now
Uh
that
huh.
I had when I first met my husband.
Oh, all my
Um,
girls are coming back. Tony, Shady, y'all can come on up. But go ahead, continue, Ash.
But yeah, I honestly, like Toy said, it's that whole aspect of we don't want to have to admit that we actually need a man. We've
Hmm.
been so trained and conditioned
Hmm.
to I have to be independent to be a real woman, and I'm like, nah, sis, that's not. Look, I live in real womanhood right now. Okay, like I've embraced marriage, I've embraced motherhood, I've embraced everything that my dumbass friends kept telling me we not supposed to do, and I love it here. I thrive here. I've built a platform for myself
Hmm.
here. Like, could my platform be bigger if I pander to black women? Absolutely, but that's just not in me. Like, I and people have asked me to come on their platforms where they pander to black women, and I'm like, nah, I'm okay over here.
You
Um,
sound happy too.
I
Yeah.
am happy. And BGS will tell you, like, honestly, this was me when I had my kid. Like,
Yeah, yeah, they are the. She's the same. Yeah, she's the same
this
person.
is me. But I feel like I want more black women to feel this type of
Hmm.
happiness. Genuinely just being nice. Like, it's not that hard.
I
But
always
so many of us,
go ahead, Toya. I'm
but
sorry. Go
so
ahead.
many of us don't realize that it's a choice. So many of us overcomplicate it by simply continuing to make the same choices that leave us in the same space we don't want to be in. And I've had this conversation with my mother because I think it is so ingrained in her and she's so addicted to her resentment that she doesn't realize that every day she's making the choice to stay in that. But you can actually make the choice to stand up and move around and do something different. But I don't think black women realize how simple that is.
I think they know it's simple. I think they like I think that
We choose hard.
Ash was saying basically easy is boring.
Well, yeah.
It's boring. Like, they like the excitement of it always being drama.
Hmm.
Because even honestly, even in like the housewife realm, like, I don't get along with a lot of other housewives because I don't care what y'all doing in your house. I don't care. Like, I don't care for the drama. I don't care for the back and forth. I feel like at a certain age, being involved in that much drama just means you're miserable. Um, and for me, where I need black women to come to the table and take accountability for each other is this fact that we really out here competing with each other for nothing. Like
Mm. Mm.
what
Interesting.
what difference does it make that you have a Birkin if
Right.
I'm happy without one? Like telling me that I'm broke or that black men are broke. If you actually live within the means that like is within what you got in your bank account,
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like it would humble a lot more black women to understand that like this 2% of men that y'all are out here saying that you're competing for,
Mm, yeah.
they girl that your attitude takes you out the running with a lot of them. Cause you don't really bring nothing to the table but vagina. And relationships are more than vaginas and pretty faces.
And basically, what guys are finding out, it can be outsourced and be cheaper someplace else. And that's what
Facts.
women actually face.
Passport bros.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
It's a
And I
lot
have
less
no issue
pushback.
with passport bros. Like none whatsoever. Sir, if you're because we tell black women look, black women tell each other this all the time. Hey sis, if it no longer serves you, go where you're wanted. Hey,
Hmm.
black man, if black women are no longer serving you to the capacity in which you need, save
Hmm.
yourself.
Yeah.
Save yourself.
Yeah.
Like I hate it, but if we can't come to the table with a base level of respect, what are we doing?
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Basically, if you're not doing that, you're gonna lose your men, and that's the problem that I'm seeing. Because I've been seeing it for a while. It's like when y'all gonna wake up? Okay, you're gonna have to try. It's not automatic like it used to be. You just have to put up with me, put up with my mouth, put up with my habits. Not anymore. Okay, you got to learn. You got to adapt, just like everybody else.
Yeah, it's no longer a coming. Like I just have to accept. Like black men don't just have to accept us as we are.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
this whole idea of you just have to accept me as I am, but I don't have to accept you as you are. It's asinine to me.
yeah.
It's asinine.
And black, as Officer Charles says, black men already have low standards. We already accept a wide variety of shapes, sizes, colors,
But we
weights.
be the first ones talking about we won't settle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sis, if I had $1 for every time I done had to check one of my friends talking about like
Hmm.
with this settle mess, like they do not like that. Like it's the idea that what are you settling for? Who
Yeah.
you're not really settling, girl. It's not a settle if
Here's a mirror.
Whatever. Kryptonite. Okay. Accountability, kryptonite. Because like I said, Kevin was nice, right? Um, like I said, rate a woman, right? I think I'm a 10 now, baby. You're 5. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You know where you sit in the hierarchy. Come on. You've known that since you were 12 years old. Now let's admit who you are and and work on this. Okay, stop. You're not a 10, not 8 or a 9 or 8. You're a 5. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with being a 5. Be the best 5 that you can be, and
shoot,
get the man
niggas
that you
marry
want.
fives every day, B. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Nice
Yeah,
men marry fives every day. Cause I'm not trying to be funny, but you can dress a five up.
yeah. You can. You can.
Like
You
I hate
can.
to say it, like
You can.
there's nothing wrong with being average. And this idea that being average is somehow beneath black women is ridiculous to me. Because there's nothing wrong with being regular. There's
Billion.
nothing
I,
wrong
I,
with being regular.
I call billionaires. They have an average of 8, right? They marry a 6, but their mistress is a 10.
Hmm.
Because nines and tens, I said belongs to everybody.
Because they want to fuck the mistress. Like, and let's just be real. Men like to fuck bitches. They don't want to wife bitches.
The-
Like, nobody likes bitches.
anything above a 7, you can't really trust. And I've dated 8s for a very long time. Okay, a lot of competition,
Bye,
right?
BGS. Goodbye, sir.
Hey, hey, and baby mama, she's an 8. Okay, but the thing is that it was a constant competition. So I tell guys, anything above a 7. Okay, think twice. Make sure she's there for the right reasons.
And make sure she had a dad. Ooh,
If she can
good
have a
one.
dad, we'll talk. Okay,
Look,
we'll talk. Okay,
a
she
good
she has.
dad. A
Oh,
good look.
th-
A
th-
head of the household dad. It's
thing, my
different,
my da- my daughter is one of those people, right? The thing is, there's always another guy, and that's the problem.
man. Man.
She will always get picked, and that's the problem. I always tell her, you have pretty girl problems.
Hmm.
It's rough
because you
out
can always
here.
get picked. Huh? Say what?
That is rough out here.
It's rough out here. She can always go to the next guy. Well, I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to be nice to you. I don't have to tolerate you.
What did we
Yeah.
say earlier, BGS, when we talked? What was it, that Drake song, Nice for What? When
Yeah.
I kid y'all not, when my husband heard that song, he immediately said, "Oh, that's a problem." And I didn't think about it. Like I was not thinking about it because I'm sitting around here, hey, nice for what to the a you like and you don't think about it. But like, wait a minute. What do you mean nice for? Why you can't just be nice? What's wrong with just being nice? Like so.
It was yeah. uh, basically the way black men and women relate is not nice. You know, I look at my mother and father. Okay, Re- being nice was not relatable. Okay, even to their children, right? Very
Right.
stern, very matter of fact, sometimes combative, and and at some point we gotta change that narrative, especially when you have competition, and we have not built in roles to keep people together like we used to. When my mother came up, she's trained to be a wife. My father was trained to be a husband, so they can actually be combative with each other and stay together. I always go back to look at fences, right? Okay, Rose was not nice to Troy. Okay, she wasn't nice to him. They were combative sometimes. And they were blunt sometimes. But the thing is, they knew their roles. They You put them together, they work. In fact, I think I will do a review on fences about Rose and Troy and how they fit because they're the quintessential 1950s black husband and wife, and how they kind of mesh together, even from the very beginning. AB, jump in if you got something to say.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question.
Go ahead.
What's
Just to
up?
get a woman, just get a woman's perspective. What possesses black women to go get to kill to literally kill themselves to go get BBLs?
Look, sir,
What
don't
what?
ask me. Look, look, I had surgery to lose weight. Okay,
Yeah.
look,
I understand.
No,
I can
she was
understand
born
that.
with a BBL, so she didn't have that problem.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know about
Well, that's
that.
actually part of my point. You have natural big asses, and these women are literally killing themselves to go get BBLs. We already
It
know they're not doing it because we're asking them to do it. That's
Because
it
why.
they're lazy.
oh it
Honestly, because they're lazy. They're lazy and they're looking at what's popular.
Yeah, what's
We
popular?
live in a society right now where what the algorithm tells us is what men wants is basically what we think men want.
Hey,
The algorithm keeps showing us these
mhm,
big booty girls with these tiny, teeny tiny waists and these
yeah.
large boobs that are in super proportion, and that's not a realistic body.
And most of that's Photoshop. I know because
Yeah,
I've
like
seen it.
that's not a realistic body. So to me, I think that the pressure to keep up with other women, that the pressure of this, what me and BGS were talking about earlier, this us competing with each other as women, not
Yeah,
necessarily for men, because we keep telling y'all we don't need y'all. So we're not
yeah.
competing for each other for men. We're literally
Right.
competing with each other to shit on each other.
Mhm.
And to me, that is what is
Okay.
perpetuating it. I
All
don't
right.
think that we get BBLs for men at this point because baby, you could just go in the gym and lift your booty.
Chime in,
Betty White.
Toya.
Well,
Go
I'll be honest and say I considered it
Mm.
because I'm lacking in the wagon area.
Your mama says the same thing. So
Yeah, so it's true and it's fine, but at the same time, realistically, I never went past the thought of it because I can't bring myself to doing something to my body that I don't know what it will happen later, what it'll look like later. So
mm,
anyway, but I think it is exactly what Ashley said. She nailed it. It's us competing with each other, and
mhm.
we live so much of our lives online and scrolling that we want to be the thing that people are scrolling to. And so if we think that if we go and do this that we will get those eyes on us, and this attention that comes from our phones is so much more valuable now. It's almost its own currency.
Mhm.
So that's what it's really wrapped up in, and just really not having a good view of oneself, not loving oneself, which I do. And I'm not, yes, I'm doing squats, I'm about to add weights, it's fine, I'll be fine. um I have never gotten any complaints, but it is one of those things where you start to put yourself up against the people you are seeing who may
Mm-hmm.
naturally have these things, these attributes that as a Black woman you're told you're supposed to have, and when you don't have them, you start to feel a little less than. And I admit I have been in that headspace before. I'm no longer there, but I have been in that headspace.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
All right. Dead set. You want to answer a question,
Yes.
or you want
I'll
to
go
chime in on
first.
something?
Jump
I'm
off.
going to chime in on that because I'm going to stay on the topic of competition
Mm-hmm.
because this is something that I've noticed a lot. Why is it that mothers are competing with their daughters when they're as young as 4 and 5 years old? This has baffled me because I watched my ex wife do it to my own daughter. This has baffled me for the longest amount of time. Now, I understand this with sons. Sons are going to buck up against their fathers, but the fathers are not competing with their sons. However, with women, this seems to be an issue.
Okay. All right. Uh, Anybody want to chime in or
Hold
go?
on, let me defer to my husband real quick. Hey, babe, I be competing with Ava. Have you like because I gotta add. Have I ever like? Does it ever seem like I'm
It's
competing
attention.
with
You're
Ava?
not competing, but in some way slightly jealous.
Okay, yeah, no. So sometimes I slightly get a little bit jealous of my child. She's
Yeah.
3, and
Yeah.
she will absolutely like. I don't get along like. So my husband's in the Navy, and I
Mm-hmm.
spend at least 12 hours a day with my child
Mm-hmm.
by myself because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. So where he says jealous, it's more of like an annoyance because I'm like, girl, give me back my husband. But as far as like actually like competing with my child, like in a serious sense of nah, Tamarius makes it very my husband makes it very clear to her that hey, your mama comes first.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I don't see like
Okay.
competing. Now, I see it more with single mothers than you know others, but I don't think for me it's really like it ain't no competition. That's my child. Like I love her. It's not nothing like that.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
actually common because I know a couple been married 30 years, and they said they had that problem when they had their daughter, competing for the father's attention. Go ahead.
It is I think it's attention period because when my daughters actually became of age and started sprouting, you know,
Mhm.
like for a better term, I saw that with the not only with their mother but also their grandmother. Their
Okay.
their 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 attitude toward them changed. More like instead of being loving and protective, more like competitive. It changed once they got to be, got their own boyfriends and stuff like that. But the thing is, that little period between like I would say like 12 and 17, it's
Mhm.
kind of rough. Okay.
Now imagine if that energy was transmuted into celebration of women's bodies. We wouldn't even be having this conversation about BBLs.
I agree.
Facts.
Hmm.
But
And
I,
and it's not men because men accept black women in all shapes, sizes, and colors. So it's really
Mhm.
not the men.
yeah, and I brought that up because in my case, I was in the room with my ex-wife's mother and she warned her. This is the generation. She said, "Look, there's going to come a time where you're going to get jealous of that little girl. Be aware of it."
Hmm.
And so it's it's not like, we don't know these things. It's
Hmm.
just that I won't say it's ignored, but it's just something that for me as a husband, and when I looked at it, I'm just like, well, this is awfully odd.
Hmm.
Even though I saw my mother do it to my own sisters,
Hmm.
it just doesn't compute for me.
I think what it comes from is basically I remember when women in their sexuality and their youth is very
Hmm.
powerful, right?
Yeah.
And that power wanes. Okay, and I think what it is that women want that power back that they had, and they see it in
Hmm.
their offspring.
I
I
see.
I want to be where she is. I wish I could go back and be where she was because I remember where I had the same kind of power, same
Hmm.
kind of outlook, and I think that's where it came from. A little bit of jealousy, I would say.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Mm.
Yeah.
But thanks, Ash. I love it when women talk to their husbands about these things. So you get a nice
Because
blue check mark.
I can't always see myself, and I'm very aware of that. And so since he's here with us, it just makes, hey, sir, do I do this? And
It,
yeah, sometimes I call my husband sir because it's just it's a thing with me.
Yeah.
and they've been this way since I met him. So it hasn't
Literally.
really changed. Yeah. And Trig will tell you he ain't gonna change. Okay. Trig will tell you that
Nah,
right up front. I ain't gonna change.
Toya,
nah.
did you have anything on it?
No, I think we covered it. I started off by saying it was attention. So,
Mhm.
yeah, and that's what it is. I've always been on the side of celebrating women's bodies because when I was younger, I started to develop breasts very early. And
Hmm.
so I got attention from that I had no idea what that was because I was
Okay.
so far away from being sexualized.
Right.
But to internalize that intent, to internalize that attention from both men and women and see
Hmm.
what those reactions were, and then to get older and understand, oh, I wasn't being celebrated, I was being resented, and oh,
Hmm.
I was being sexualized.
Hmm.
I have a different view on it now, and I would like to see us celebrate each other's bodies more because I think that's where you get to the glory of things and understanding that instead of wanting to go back to competing with your younger counterparts, understanding that your power now lies somewhere else.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the matron years are very important.
They are.
Hmm.
I think that those, especially when, and I can only say this now as a mother to a daughter, how I treat her now
Hmm.
matters. How I pour into her now, it matters. How her father pours into her right now matters. And it's going to matter when she gets on into her teens, and we see it now because she'll be quick to tell us, like, I don't like it when you yell at me, and we're quick to
Hmm.
tell her we don't like it when you yell at us either. Like, it goes both ways. Like,
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
you to
I've
yell at
heard her.
me.
She's a little pistol. Okay. Let's put
Oh,
it that way.
very much so. And she's 3 and just turned 3 in September, and she can verbalize to you like her emotions. But that
Mm.
is something that we have poured into her. Like, I've
Yes.
seen my husband take his time to like explain, "Hey, I understand that you're having this emotion now. Let's talk about it." Like,
Hmm.
he's taught me to like step back and like talk to her because I think sometimes as mothers, especially me as a mom, I get so hyper focused on wanting to make sure she's a good human.
Hmm.
Like, I
Okay.
get so hyper focused on making sure that she's not talking back and that she's not doing these things that I correct her without
Mm-hmm.
explaining because I'm a director, I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah.
So I'm a director, but he has
And you're
come out
and
of
you're
his
and you're
area.
you're a Sag and you're a critic too. So.
Exactly. So for
Mhm.
him, like, so for me to watch him take his time to explain to her, hey, this is how we process our emotions,
Hmm.
helps me to be like, okay, Ash, let's try it that way. Because clearly that works for her. So
Hmm.
even having a man to balance that out in the household, it matters. And that's why I defer to my husband when you ask the question,
Hmm.
because there are things sometimes that I'm not gonna see that he's gonna see because it's a third party. I think that that's important when raising children. When but that's me. That's me. But I feel like those pouring into your child on both aspects is very much
Hmm.
necessary.
And Toya, go ahead and pimp your channel, baby, in the chat.
Yes.
All I'm thinking about is how I can't wait to defer to my husband. Sorry.
Look, come on, sis.
Yes.
Let's go.
That is there. We wish there was more black women like that because they want to run the house. They don't want to actually run the relationship. That's the problem.
I don't want to run nothing.
Not at all.
Like, I don't want to touch the trash. I, I don't know. Like, I'm see, but these are precedences that I set for myself. Like,
Mm,
when it was time to get a husband, like, hey, I don't want to touch the trash because I didn't grow up in my house touching the trash. Like,
okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And like, even my guy friends growing up, like, if when I lived by myself, they take my trash. Like, it's I'm not putting it by the door. Just take the trash. Take the trash.
So
So,
you have I think that most people, especially normal people, have a tacit sense of gender roles.
Yeah.
Right.
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with gender roles. I know society likes
No.
to be like, "Oh, I don't want to be even. I
Nope.
don't want to be even. I don't want to compete with you. I want you to man and I want me to feminine. Like that is it.
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
want you to masculine and I want me to feminine. That is it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want the
Mm-hmm.
extras. I don't need it.
Now,
But that's why pick me's make better mothers. And you can argue with
That is
somebody
true.
and I don't care
That
what
I
nobody
would.
say. That
No,
is
you
why
can't.
pick me's make better mothers.
Yeah,
yeah,
They
I
that's
agree
do.
true.
with that.
Go ahead, dear set.
However, and this is the thing that gets me. When it's time to fight, I cannot get that woman to just look. You need to go because I cannot fight this battle with you standing beside me. Because when a woman is ready
Yeah.
to fight because she feels like her man is in danger or she's been wronged, like yelling at the cop, and I'm like, look,
Yeah,
this dude
yeah,
got a gun. You need to
yeah,
shut up.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Now that's with black women especially, and black women is mostly what I've dated, and I've only married black women. That was that was an issue for me. That was just like I can't take you anywhere. You just
Mm-hmm.
need to calm down. Let me handle this. Go to the car. Shut up. I'll be right out. Because most men, when we interact with each other, especially when things are getting heated,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to go there anyway because we know that either
Yes.
I'm going to get hurt or killed or he's going to get hurt or killed.
A kill. Yeah.
And so we walk around with this in the back of our minds. But the minute she gets out of pocket because she's trying to defend you,
Mm-hmm.
we get nervous.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Why do black men date women that like they can't get to shut up in heightened senses of like? And I know that's a majority of us, but I also know black women who like literally are as docile and as meek as they come.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a lot of like not a lot of friends, but I've come across a lot of women who think like me, who
Not
also
enough.
say not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not saying it's a lot of us out there, but look, we're there. We're there.
Can I answer that,
Like,
yeah?
how do
No, no,
y'all?
no.
And let
Let
me
her,
not
let her
say
finish
why do
it. Let
y'all
her finish
date.
it
Let me
first.
rephrase my question. Let me rephrase my question.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all deal with, in that sense, women that do not listen to you?
It's not like, let's take my first wife, for instance. She was the best woman that I've ever dated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I married her. And she was, when things popped off, if we got stopped by the cops, she was quiet. She wouldn't say a thing. But there was one time when I forgot, we were in Asia, and it was one country in Asia, and I can't forget. It was we were either in China or we were in Korea. And we went and we were parking at a grocery store, and one of those guys started popping off in that language they speak. And she was ready to throw down with this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there like, just keep walking, ignore him. It ain't nothing. Normally in the United States, that's what we would have done. But I don't know, was something about what he said, the tone of what he said,
That's his
or
tone. Yeah.
yeah,
That's, yeah.
it got to her. And I had to literally pick her up and carry her back to the car.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's how you handle it. I actually had my fiance same thing. I would put you on my shoulder, walk you out in front of all these people if you don't shut up.
Yeah.
See, that would be embarrassing to me. Like,
Exactly. That she said the same thing. Guess what she
that
did?
would be
Boop.
so
She
embarrassing.
shut up. She shut
Mhm.
up.
That would be so embarrassing. It's for a man to even have to feel like he would have to do that. But and I guess for me,
Mhm.
because and I have to because I can only speak from my experience.
And
Not
Albert, you
to
can come back and
like,
ask that question. You dropped off before you
Mhm.
could ask the
oh
question.
yeah, and it's just I can't see. Even when like I tell Smith all the time, like, hey, if we out somewhere and you see some loud ass black boy being loud, mind your damn business. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want my husband to die trying to protect somebody who, quite frankly, not saying that she doesn't deserve my protection, but if you're out there being loud and in another man's face, sis, you're gonna have to deal with that man on your own. My man is not coming to protect you
Mhm.
in the least.
Okay.
Like
And
that
Tony,
whole
Tony,
no.
Tony says soft women are still smothered by the loud ones. Nothing has changed. Soft women don't have a voice. Yeah, I think we're trying to change that. I think we're
Yeah.
trying to change that.
Just Pearly, y'all got just Pearly.
Uh, Pearlie, she's an athlete and she has a guy sensibility. That's
Mhm.
why she's so popular amongst guys. She's not soft. You know,
No.
she's
Nah,
white,
she's
but she's not
definitely not.
soft.
She's
She's not
white.
soft.
She's
Yeah,
yeah, it's
but she's
different.
not soft. Yeah.
But it's a different. Like you have to. It's the difference. The like white is definitely
Yeah.
different than soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also on top of that, Pearl is For a lot of guys, she's just visually unappealing. She's just big
You
and
don't say.
yeah,
She is not. No, she's a tall, pale five, and she knows it. And that's why she has
yeah.
to date black guys because white guys won't even date her. For the most
She
part.
said nobody here likes Pearly.
And now
It's
I'm
not.
fine with her as a person, and her
Yeah, like
interviews.
I'm fine with her platform. Like I
Yeah,
don't really have no issue with it, to be honest. I listen. I liked when she had Brittany Renner on. I'm not gonna lie. I watched that one.
yeah. I watched
That was
that
the
whole
first time I
show,
actually ever saw Brittany Renner as a person. Um,
even though she was lying through her teeth.
yeah, definitely lying through her teeth, but like I definitely was like, oh, there's a person, at least a remnant of a person she knows that is in there.
Yeah,
I just feel like that girl, she look,
But you have
yeah.
to. Did you think about why Brittany Renner was basically playing that role? Because she wouldn't have done
she
that
has
had
to.
Andrew Tate was not sitting there.
Oh nah, you can't. It's not a lot of shit you and Andrew Tate would have demolished her
Yeah. Because that's Andrew Tate is on her level. She can't
because
mess with.
she was a
She's
whole
looking
different
down on people.
person.
Yeah.
She was
Hmm.
a whole different person on Conversations Tonight over there with Ace Metaphor and them.
Yeah.
Yep,
Like a whole different person.
She doesn't respect him.
Mm.
exactly. That's right. She respected Andrew Tate, and she
Yes, she
wanted
did.
what he had. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Those are the kind of guys that she dated, athletes
hmm
and guys with money. So
Hmm.
and she looks down on like Fresh and Fit. She looked down on them because
Yeah.
she's not the most gracious person in the world because she came up. She's a mulatto. She came up with poor white the grandparents, and she went to HBCU, which is Jackson State,
hmm
which is you know, and I wanted a different kind of life. These are the kind of guys I actually respect, especially black guys.
Hmm.
You know, and Andrew Tate's one of those kind of guys. That's why she shut up.
She just needs to get thrown over a few shoulders.
Not a
She
few.
like that shit too much, isn't it?
that
That,
that
that's
that
Nah, you can tell girls that like stuff like that excites her. Like even though she plays this, I'm a mom now, and this, that, and the third.
yeah, yeah.
Girl, you
that
that boy no.
that's her whole problem. She wants to have somebody throw over her shoulders, but then
hmm
she wants to be in control of him throwing her over the shoulders. It doesn't work like that at all.
It's okay. To go backwards in class for a woman is really difficult. Okay,
Yeah. Hmm.
and she has most saddest thing is when you hit 100 octane that doesn't catch your last bus, and she's got to go downward. They don't like that because she expects this kind of lifestyle, this kind of man, right? You don't qualify for that guy anymore.
At
And
all.
like Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate looked at it like, I don't need you. Okay, okay, baby, you've missed your last bus. Basically, I want the 20-year-old Brittany Renner, not the 30-year-old Brittany Renner. Okay, you,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Because
she
I
knows
love
it.
it. Yeah.
She knows
Because
it.
he was saying, I don't know anything about you
Yeah,
before your
yeah,
backstory.
and nor do I care to.
Yeah.
And indifference is probably the acid for most women. Love
Yeah.
them, either you're angry with them or you like them, right? They
Hmm.
like that, but indifference, women can't stand indifference. Okay, do you
BGS,
feel about me one way or the other? Go ahead, Dale.
BGS, I truly believe her reality check came when she was in that interview with Cam Newton, and Cam Newton set her straight, and she hadn't been the same ever since. I promise you.
Her
Go back and
reality,
look. Go
her
back and
real.
look.
I'll
Go
listen
back.
to it, but her
Go back and look
reality,
at all her interviews before that Cam Newton interview, and look at them post Cam Newton interview.
her
She has
her
changed.
her reality check was when she thought she bounced in North Carolina, thought she was gonna get her bag, and she only got $2,500 a month.
Hmm.
That was her reality check. I played myself. I should have stayed with him as he requested, and and then guess what the next IG model did? You know what? You know what? That deal you gave her, I'll take the same deal,
Hmm.
and I'll shut my mouth. I'll take the same deal.
And you haven't heard a word from PJ Washington since.
He got he wanted to give her the deal, and she didn't take the deal, and now she's upset because that was her. She realized that's my last bus. I'm 30 years old. That's my last bus for that kind of guy. Not all guys, but that kind of guy. Now she has to work. She's gonna have to take a lesser person, a lesser guy. Rihanna's the same way, right?
Hmm.
She missed her last bus. Chris Brown was her bus. She's never had a guy at that level since. At that level, you only get a couple shots, right? Sierra was smart, right? She saw Russell Wilson. This is my last bus. Guess what she did? She took it and shut the hell up. She took the last
Hmm.
bus. Yeah.
And see, I thought that too until she just recently started like coming back out now and like now she wants to
Uh,
play the villain. And I'm like,
I,
girl,
who's the Sierra?
yeah, like
Well,
she's
you
been
you you,
so
you got
love and light.
you got to remember what that was. I'm gonna bring Trigger up in a minute. Um, you got to remember what that is, right? They're selling a lifestyle and product. They're trying to sell on the brand. She got to be a bad girl. Okay, he's got to
Hmm.
be an athlete to sell that brand because that's what sells. That's what gets eyeballs. So Sierra is not that person, but she's selling the brand.
But who is it affecting in the relationship? When at the bottom line of it, when it's all said and done, it's Russell, and it's because of it. Everybody says, "Oh, Russell's winning." No, Russell took a lot of flack in that locker room this year. A lot of people didn't talk about it, but them teammates of his was on his ass behind him just being just jolly go gag loudly about the whole situation, his football game, because he was just, I'm happy, I'm married now. Look at my girl. I'm in Denver.
I
I
don't
got
think
this
so.
big
Okay,
contract.
okay.
Hey,
Eh,
he
eh,
could
eh,
be about his football. I
he
promise.
should be. He should be about his football. What he's about. He's about building that brand, right? That's more important
Yeah,
to him, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. Like you said, that brand
yeah.
in his football game is tough. It is tough.
Yeah, I don't think he's suffering in the locker room because I think, as B just said, it this is all business,
It's business. Yeah.
and those men in that locker room, they're about that same business.
Yeah.
So I don't see them
And I
chastising him for
and I,
that.
and I think that that's why they brought in a new coach. I think they brought him in. Hey man, we need you to focus on football.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of I know you want to hobnob with the celebrities and sell your clothing line and talk about your business and go with these high muckety mucks in the south of France. You need to be playing football right now. You can do that after you transition. But thing is, right now we need you to play football. We didn't bring you here to actually sell clothes. Okay, got to focus on playing ball. Play the ball that you know that you can because he
Mm.
can. The thing is, he's more about like say building his clothing line and being on Instagram and being in public and all that kind of crap. Got to put that aside. Triggers in the house.
What's good, OG? What's good?
Hey, thank you for sharing your wife with me. Okay.
Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Take good care of her, man.
What have you heard so far that you want to chime
Yeah,
in on?
I was listening in. I think she's doing a good job. And I heard a number of pretty much good things from her. Some things I slightly disagree with, but
Oh, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Chime in.
I can't remember the exact points. So forgive me for that. I can't remember the exact points. It was just one or two things in there that
Okay.
yeah, I can't remember them though.
Not that important. Yeah.
Evidently not. Okay.
That's that's a husband's mindset. It's not that important. So,
Yeah.
Cause he know I'ma cry.
oh, so he's saving you.
I would like to ask the both of them a question since this is a
and
rarity
we
to
got
have
about
a
10 more minutes, and we're gonna go ahead and
this
cut it
this is
short.
a rarity to have a husband and wife on. So I seriously want to ask y'all this from the perspective that I have been married twice to the same woman, my fault. Uh, she's ADOS. We have an ADOS child. But no,
Sorry.
what I really want to know is this. Okay, y'all are raising a daughter, which I have. And I know the battle that y'all going to get ready to go through. The question is this: how are y'all going to come about keeping her away from what society is programming all these black women of ours to go reaching for that weave and those wigs and those nails? How are y'all as a couple going to deal with it? Because that was a fight I just could not win.
I go first on it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
There's no foolproof way to keep her from that. Yeah, I mean, the world is out here. Peer groups amongst youth and when they go to school, peer group pressure is a very big thing. So as much as I can, I'm trying to earn enough money to keep her out of certain social groups as much as I can. But there's no foolproof way to get away from that. But also just emphasizing the teaching of the values that I think she can hold on to, and making sure that she's thinking. So intelligence is going to be something that we emphasize on, teaching her certain things in her life. You know what I mean? Making sure that she's always questioning and thinking at least. I think that puts a barrier on certain things.
Hmm.
Ash.
For me, I think, especially with like raising a daughter, it's more not so much being her friend, but us having a level to where she's comfortable enough to come talk to me. And then we're comfortable enough to have those conversations with each other. Like I could kind of talk to my mom growing up about things me and my friends talked about, not my dad.
Mm.
So for me, it's important that Ava has that relationship with her dad, because I feel like if there are certain conversations that I feel like if I was able to have with my dad, it would have saved me from some of the worser choices that I've made. Uh, but also her mom, like I'm natural, so I feel like kids gravitate a lot towards what they see on a regular basis. Ava will
Mm-hmm.
bring a book to us because we
Mm.
have
Okay.
a library full of books. Like we read to her, we're interactive with her. um I'm natural. She sees me. I think Ava might have seen my hair straightened once, and like literally the next week her dad told me he didn't like it, so
Mm.
or he preferred
Mm.
it curly, so I haven't straightened my hair since.
That's what's
And
up.
honestly, I don't like straightening my hair for real, for real. I do it for other people, not really for myself. So kind of for me, instilling in her like embracing herself, embracing what makes her unique, embracing and having a strong sense of self for herself. And all of her little Virgo and Air, she's a Virgo sun and an Aries moon.
Mm.
So if
Mm.
that tells y'all what I'm dealing with in my house,
Okay.
yeah. um,
I got
so yeah, she's gonna be good.
Yeah.
She got two really good parents who are focused on making her a good human being.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna be fine.
I have a question for the two women here.
Okay. Go ahead.
Um, what do y'all? Because I know black men, we know what our outlook on black relationships are in the next 20 years. What are y'all's points of view? Where do you expect black relationships to go in the next 20 years?
I don't.
Yeah, I it's pretty bleak. I'm telling you, I'm a little tuckered out myself. So
Mm.
I can only imagine what it's going to look like in 20 years. Um, my, I fast forward to looking at both my mother and grandmother who lived together. And a lot of the reason why I made changes in my dating life recently is because of what I see them doing.
Mm. Okay.
And so, I don't want to end up like them. I don't.
Mm.
And I know that that's a very real possibility because of how I spent my formative years.
Okay.
But you know
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know where I'd like to see it, but realistically,
Yeah.
Be
realistically,
realistic. Be
You're
realistic.
ahead of the game right now, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. I It's hard. It's gonna be hard if Black women don't do something to change how we just are as a whole, like our internal being selves that we really don't like to deal with, and really no hope.
Yeah, and the bar is low. That's the problem. And we've said that for long. The bar is really low with black men as far as being accepted and being married. The bar is pretty low. It's not
Yeah.
that high.
yeah, because I could have accepted my ex-wife without having sex. I would have just went out and got a side chick and kept the
Oh.
family going.
Mhm.
See,
You
That's a story for a different day. But yeah.
you two said shit. I was like, man, look, just I get up at 1 a.m. I don't get into this house till 8. Then once I get into this house at 8 and I realize you haven't done your wifely duties as far as make sure the stepson has had his homework done, his chores are done. You got this girl together. She's an infant at the time. I literally have to go from being dad, I mean, father, worker to dad, daycare, and I'm like, you know what, son, get your stuff. Where you going? Where you at? I'm taking him. I'm taking her, and I'm gonna feed me and him because apparently just the thought of you feeding your family is a
Mhm.
problem. I got to go do this. Man, it was just a unbearable strain. And then on top of that, being told that you're not this, you're not that one. Lady, I bring you $1,460 cash weekly into this house. And I was raised by the old school. I set it on the table. I expect you as a wife to pay the bills and keep the house up. It's nothing in the refrigerator. What is wrong with you? And I know, and this is the crazy part. BGS, this woman comes from good stock. She
Mhm.
comes from a mother and a father who were married, even though they split because of her father's drug addiction. They got back together eventually. She came from three, four generations of husbands and wives and aunts and uncles and people around, so she knew what it took to be a wife. She just was doing what she was doing out of spite.
She
Spite. A
stood.
lot of them as you like to do stuff out of spite. And then
Yeah.
when they get older, realizing, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Yeah, you're gonna have to watch this little girl graduate without her father being present because you inflicted so much negativity in this child between you and my eggs on that I don't even want to be affiliated with none of at all for my peace of mind. And I love my child dearly. Do I miss my child greatly? But I will not deal with the indignity of being disrespected as a man, number one, a father, number two.
No.
Period.
Okay. All right. All
Mhm.
right. All right. All
Fair.
right. We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I was late, brother.
No, that's okay. No, no, we'll be here next week. So this is just an introduction. Trig, you
Glad
want
that,
to say
glad
something before
to
we go?
have it back.
It's okay. Trig, you want to say something?
Just peace to everybody, and to everybody watching. Go easy on my wife because I don't know what's going through.
Hey, Trig, tell that story about the grocery store and the cart, man. I always love that
Hey, man.
story.
Want to hear
I ain't
this?
gonna lie, that shit was weird as fuck. Like because I've never heard it stated so matter of factly. You know, this shit kind of runs as an undercurrent
Uh,
underneath everything, but to say it just plainly. So we were going grocery shopping at Kroger.
mm-hmm,
Most times we'll walk in and I might walk ahead of my wife, and my wife would even stop me and be like, "Hey, babe, wait for me."
mm-hmm,
So this time she had a check to cash and she was walking ahead, and I said, "Oh, no, you gonna wait on me."
mm-hmm,
There was an older lady there that's literally old enough to be somebody's great grandmother, not just a grandmother, but a great grandmother.
mm-hmm.
I said, hey, babe, hold on, where you going? You gonna wait on me? And she tells my wife, "Oh, honey, you ain't gotta wait on him. Go ahead and do." I said, "No, she's gonna wait on me." And then the old lady says, "Oh, she gotta wait, but who's in charge?"
Ooh, see.
Oh, hell no.
I'm asking, like, lady, we don't even know you. Like, who are you to be even inquiring about the dynamics between me and my woman? What are you? This was weird, and it's more weird that it came from a woman so old.
It tells you how long it's been around. It's not new.
Exactly. That was the
Exactly.
culture bearing down on you
Yeah,
in person.
Exactly. She
yeah.
tried to enforce gynacal matriarchal culture on me and my family. And I'm like, bruh, this is not happening. She's gonna wait on me. That's
Did,
what's
did-
gonna
did
happen.
you know the
And
saddest part, Trigger?
Man, she was so hurt. The look on her face.
But
Because
you
I
know the
didn't say
sad,
nothing. I was so uncomfortable. I just sat there. I was
and
like,
she would expect you actually side with her. That's why she's actually
yeah.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
But the
Go ahead.
saddest part about that whole thing is that it's going to be women like her teaching your daughter when she gets in school.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I said it's very hard to go about this and say I can teach my daughter certain things and she's just gonna fight. Listen, my daughter's gonna have a life of her own. I understand that she's a human being growing. I'm just gonna do my part and try to do what I can. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to my daughter whether she follows her peer group or she's thinking well enough to question all the bullshit that's in the world.
Hey, Ash, look who's checking in. Janelle.
Oh, hey, Janelle.
I like that name.
Yeah, from the islands. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to drop off.
All right.
Um,
Closing thought.
Closing thoughts. Well, let me just give you some closing information.
Okay.
Then my I'm supposed to have my hearing on Tuesday. It got
Okay.
pushed back to May.
Oh,
So,
to May. Okay.
hmm
Mm,
yeah, expert witnesses and whatnot. So,
okay.
for those of you who don't know, I'm in the middle of a child custody battle with my ex-wife.
Oh,
So,
I wish you all the best of luck.
yeah.
thank you. So, I wish you all luck, and I'm out.
And one of these, you got
Good
to
to see you, Dead Set.
talk about a good woman that broke bad. Yeah,
Oh yeah, she was a good woman who broke bad.
yeah.
Oh man.
hmm And that's why I talk about the culture so much, because when guys say things that are completely asinine, like you're going to get a good woman off the rap. No, we start off with a good women,
Mm-hmm.
but the culture, just like that old woman did with you, the
Mm-hmm.
culture comes down on them. And for my case, my ex-wife, she was a teacher. She is a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but we moved from Texas to Baltimore.
Change the culture. Yeah.
Change the culture. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
that's a
does do
story
that.
for another day.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
All right. Thanks, dear set.
Mhm.
Closing thought, Toya.
Just thanks for having me. Ashley, it was nice to meet you, and I loved hearing what you had to say tonight. We're on the same page with the very many things, and I think I'm going to add to BGS's tally for successful married women. So thank you
Yes.
for
I hope
that.
so. I hope so.
I do too. I really do, BGS. I want that more than anything. But thank you again for having me, and everybody have a great weekend. I'll end by saying what I always say, which is peace, ease, and whatever you please.
Hey.
Well, all right. All right. Appreciate you. All right. All right, sir.
Yes,
Closing
sir. You got anything,
Nah,
sir?
closing thought.
listen. I'm gonna get up out of here. This is BGS for women. I was called up here. I'm
Hey,
getting up out of here. I'm gonna let the
I need your sample approval though, sir. Did it go well?
All right, it went well. She, like I said, she did a good job today. She
Okay.
she a little hard on the gas pedal sometimes when it comes to speaking, but I love her for that. So she
That's who she
balanced
is.
me out because I'm a little quiet on the end. So
And
yeah,
that's a good picture that you picked too, sir. So
I
appreciate
appreciate
that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, but I'm up out of here, man. Love you, BGS. Love you, know, babe. You in the next room. I see you.
Look, I love you too.
How you like doing the dad? I was going to ask you, how do you like doing the daddy thing?
Look, man, look. He loves being a dad. Look, but honestly, it's
Hmm.
so funny because there are days he absolutely has the patience for it, and there are
Hmm.
days that he's like, "Hey, get your kid."
Hey, that's why you have another half, right?
Like, hey, get your kid.
And
But
you the
it's
same way. Hey, go find your daddy. Okay.
look, we do it to each other, right? Hey,
Yeah.
go to your daddy. Go
Yeah.
go ask
Go
your
to,
daddy.
hey, I can't do this today. Go find daddy.
Like, if she knows now, like if it's above my head, she's like, because she checked me the other day. She's like, "No, mommy, I gotta go ask daddy." I said, "Girl, I can reach it." She said, "No, I'm gonna go ask daddy." I said, "Your daddy not even here."
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
It's not like because she tells me all the time how short I am, and I'm like, "Girl, you shorter than me." It's not fair. But for me, in closing tonight, first of all, BGS, thank you so much for this opportunity in this
uh,
space.
mhm.
Um, I can't wait to have more conversations.
Yeah.
I definitely love the panel aspect. I love how open and honest we can be over here, and I love this space. I've always been privy to this space. I've loved
Yes.
it since I was trying to rock Ava to sleep. But when she got here and we
I
was in the
remember
space,
that. I remember that. Yeah.
it's been a long time coming, and bringing it full circle like this is truly humbling for me. So I appreciate
I'm glad that you're around. I said, let me ask Ash. Okay.
it. I'm
I
glad I
always loved
stuck
you
around.
guys as a couple. So that
Look,
could
I'm
be
not
good.
gonna lie, y'all be scaring me on the men's side sometimes. I'd be like,
Oh, yeah,
mm-mm,
well, that's the barbershop, baby. Sometimes
look,
that's the strip
mm-mm.
club. Okay.
Look, I stay out the barber shop. Okay, like,
Yes.
look, I'll
Yes.
be in the comments, but I ain't coming up on them panels,
Oh no,
sir.
unless you want to be food, you can't come in the
Nah,
line.
I'm cool. Look, hubby told me, hey, stay your ass on the porch. Look, I was on the porch. My ass is on the porch. Okay, I come where I'm asked to come. Okay, outside of that, I am on the porch. But no, I'm excited for this space. I'm excited to grow this community with these
Hmm.
women.
Hmm.
Because we need you, BGS. Like we need you too. Like the men need you, but we need you too. And so I'm just happy to be here to learn and to just open the space for women to learn from each other and to help each other grow. And I want more married women in this space. Like honestly, I feel like it's possible. Like I want to go on a crusade to get these women
Yeah,
married.
it really is not that hard.
It's
Back to
not.
the point you made. It's not that hard. It's not
Look,
really
y'all,
not
I'm
that
gonna
hard.
start writing down tips and I'm gonna give them to y'all every Friday. I'm gonna come with tips to help
Okay.
you get a man. The first tip in closing this week is learn when to shut up.
Ooh. That's gonna take a while, sweetie.
I know, but I still have my moments and I'm married. So,
Yeah. That's a tough one.
but, but that was my first tip. Okay, it's a good one. It's a
Yeah,
doozy,
yeah.
but it's a good one.
Learn when to shut up. Yeah. To start with the hardest one, huh?
Hey man, I gotta come in swinging.
Did you have to start off with number one?
Yes, because you gotta give them something that they gotta bite on to. Like, I bite on this for a little bit, roll it over in your mind until next Friday, and then we can discuss it next Friday.
All right. Well, okay. Get ready. For the grudge match. Okay.
I'm ready. Like, y'all said Pearl was too much. Now y'all got me. Now y'all got me. And
No.
hubby gave me the stamp of approval. So,
Yeah. First thing I said, run it by Trig. Yeah.
but I'm ready. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be intellectual. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
And ladies, don't be afraid to actually give me ideas. Whether I like
Yeah.
them or not, give me ideas.
And I'm a stay at home mom, so I research y'all. Follow the platforms. They're all in the description. Hit me up. Ask me questions. I do this shit all day. I'm here for y'all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna send you that book by the Richer Sex PDF.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Is it on Audible too? Because I listen to books.
Richer Sex. If I can find, I think it is.
If not, I'll read it. Look, if not, I'm gonna read it regardless. But I
You
be listening.
the thing is why you read, especially if you're doing research, you have to
You
pull
gotta
this
write
stuff,
it
right?
down.
You got to pull. You got to take a screenshot and pull it. Okay, this is what she said right here.
You're right.
You need evidence. That's the reason for books.
Oh, because
But
we can just do that on the iPad now too. I can click
yeah,
it from.
yeah. But I do believe it's on Audible. I think it's new enough. I think she wrote in 2012. It should be
Oh
on Audible.
yeah, nah. I'll definitely no. Either way, I'm reading it. You know me. I like knowledge.
Yeah, and that's because the question you asked on the phone, that's where it comes from, right? But they talk
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited. But yeah, look, my husband's looking at me and telling me I
Eh,
gotta
eh,
go. So
you got to go. All right. Go back to your family.
look.
Um, her links are actually in the description. Okay, for the video. I'm probably gonna put it in there permanently later on. But go hit her up on Instagram, TikTok,
Facebook,
Facebook,
TikTok, YouTube,
YouTube. Okay,
everything. Y'all, I'm
everything.
everywhere, okay? I'm everywhere. Just find me. I promise you, Ashby Smith is not but one me.
And send me your cash app so I can put it in the description too.
Okay, absolutely. I will send it.
All
But you guys have an amazing night. Look, I love y'all for real, and I only do this because I love y'all and because I love BGS. Like for real, for real. If it was anybody else to have asked, I'd have been like, hell no. But for BGS, I'm gonna make time for y'all every Friday at 9 o'clock
All right.
Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific,
Yeah. I
not
think.
specific Pacific.
All right, Toya. That's what she would say. Okay, baby. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna close it
All
out,
right.
and we're gonna appreciate you, baby.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
good night. All right, folks. That was the intro, the, the reboot, as I say. So, any suggestions, especially from the women, about this channel, topics, videos, send them to me. Um, Most of you guys already have my email. I'll actually put it in the description, uh, and I also put it in a pinned in a pinned comment. So I'm trying to get. I'm not a woman, so I need more input. So guys, I kind of have figured out. Women, it's like halfway, but things I need input about what women actually need from this space. I really do. That's why I have Ash. But with that, I'm gonna jump off of here, you guys. BG us out, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.